Katy. I have been elected.
Congratulations.
To tell you
that you have been elected.
Now, we all agreed that I was going to tell her.
Sorry.
What they're trying to tell you is that you've been singled out for a great honor.
Molly,
I thought
she
it
was
all...
supposed to tell her.
What difference does it make? Good news is good news. Does it make any difference if you tell her or I tell her?
Ladies, perhaps I can help. Now, I gather you're here to tell me something happened at the meeting.
Oh, yes. And you're excited.
Wait a minute. I think we're getting there. Now, this strange, mysterious something. Will I like it?
Oh, sure. It's an honor.
Then I've got a wonderful idea. Yes? Why doesn't someone tell me before I scream?
We elected you chairman of the fashion show committee. I was supposed to tell her, Molly.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're always sorry.
This is good news.
Yes, aren't you thrilled?
Oh, yeah, I'm thrilled.
You don't seem very thrilled.
In the first place, I'm not sure I know how to run a fashion show.
We'll help you.
Well, then there's Glenn to consider.
Why should he object? It's all to his advantage.
Of course. Suppose he runs for president someday. You'll have to know how to run all sorts of things.
Oh, the experience will come in handy for receptions, parties, the inaugural ball.
Inaugural ball? Haven't you forgotten an election in there?
It'll be good for you. You're bound to learn something.
I've already learned something.
Oh, what's that?
Never to miss a meeting.
Then it's all settled.
It is? Well, I'll tell you what. I'll ask Glenn. Now, if he says yes, I'll be a very willing chairman. But if he says no...
Oh, I wondered who all those motorcycles outside belonged to.
I have a very important question to ask you.
The answer's an unqualified yes.
Please, this is very serious. The girls have elected me chairman of the fashion show committee.
Well, that's great.
Well, don't make any snap judgments. Are you sure it's all right? Last year when I ran for president, you were quite upset.
That's right, Katy, I was. But I have since concluded that I was being very selfish. I have to learn to share you with the world.
Well, it's going to take a lot of time.
It's the price one has to pay.
Time away from things we might do together.
Oh, darling, I don't want to grow into one of those unreasonably demanding husbands.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Now, you have a life to lead, too.
Great. All settled.
Absolutely.
We'll get everything started.
No, wait. I mean, don't you think you should wait for me to start?
No, Katy. You'll be busy enough later on. At least let us take care of the preliminaries. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, girls.
Goodbye, ladies.
So, I have a life of my own, too.
Oh. I gather I missed a signal back there somewhere.
You gather correctly.
Well, I was just trying to be agreeable.
I have never seen you more agreeable.
Yeah.
I was certain you would object.
Well, I am sorry. But anyway, who knows? It might just turn out to be fun.
If it was going to be fun, how come there were no other candidates?
I don't care what you say.
That's terrible. Look, I
They
have
look awful.
I know that.
Girls. Funny places and the whole... Well, I still say we should get Larry Marshall. He did the Corona show, the Brighton show at the Biltmore. You name an important show, and he's done it.
That just proves he's popular, not good.
I have it. The perfect designer. Remember the one we used in 62?
You mean that big bore Harris?
The one who sold storm windows on the side?
That was just to maintain his integrity as a designer.
Well, I do not think he maintained his integrity as a storm window salesman either. I heard he was indicted.
Well, Katy, you're the chairman. You choose the designer.
Right. And we'll go along with whoever you say, Katy.
All right. How about Mr. Llewellyn?
Never. Absolutely not. No.
You said I had the right to pick the designer.
That was before you mentioned Mr. Llewellyn.
His clothes are two-way out.
They're wild.
We'd be laughed out of Washington.
Washington can use all the laughs it can get.
You sure you know what you're letting yourself in for?
I think letting myself in will be a pleasant change from being pushed in.
Okay. If you insist.
Do you think you can get him?
Why not? A designer is always willing to show his wares.
No, not a chance.
Mr. Llewellyn, not even for charity?
Especially for charity.
Well, I don't understand.
Look, I've never yet to see a charity function that doesn't go for the same old-tired chiffon and for the nothing cardigan suits.
We don't want to see anything tired or old.
Let me put it this way. I make clothes for the discotheques, for the jet-setters, for the beautiful people. And I refuse to parade my clothes in front of a herd of elephant-shaped club women.
But our girls are not elephant-shaped.
Mrs. Morley, why don't you go out and get yourself a nice, quiet, sensible designer, one that needs the publicity?
We do not want a sensible designer. We're a liberal club dedicated to liberal causes, and we want a liberal designer.
A liberal woman's club? Huh.
We are.
Liberal enough to allow a designer to show what he wants to show?
Of course.
Without any interference whatsoever?
Well, why should we interfere? We want the designer to give us a really exciting show.
Mrs. Morley, you've got yourself a designer.
Well, and I promise you won't regret it.
Neither will you. All your elephant-shaped ladies. Oh, by the way,
Yeah?
when I work, I like to work with a nice string quartet. Brahms, Haydn, Schubert, and Mozart.
I don't know if those four are available, but I'll do my best. Yes?
Are you like Mrs. Morley?
I'm not like Mrs. Morley. I am Mrs. Morley. May I help you?
Well, we like to tune in on this fashion gig,
I don't think I quite understand, but would you like to come in?
No, thanks. It's cool here.
Yeah, well, I thought perhaps you'd like to get out of the draft.
Too much, huh?
Now, you want to work for the fashion show?
Yeah, you see, my sister knows one of the ladies in your thing, and she said you're looking for a group.
A group?
Well, I'm the leader, the Buster Cannon Quintet.
Oh, a musical group.
You could say that, yeah.
What is it, Katy?
Oh, these gentlemen have a band, and they want to play for our fashion show.
Oh.
This is my husband, Congressman Morley.
I'm Buster, and this is Lips, my bass man.
Lips. A bass player?
Yeah, he used to blow French horn, but he lost his teeth in a poker game.
You mean he bet his teeth?
No, man, he didn't bet him. There was like this extra ace, and you know that. Ooh, knuckles.
Somehow I don't feel you're a string quartet.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that.
You play jazz, don't you?
Oh, yeah, sweetheart, like you know it. The whole free-form sound. We'll really make it.
Sounds very interesting.
I'm hip. You don't really want jazz, right?
Could you play something else?
No, not really. I mean, what's the point being a musician? You don't play the kind of music you really dig. You dig?
Oh, wait. Are you really good?
Well, I can give you a great recommendation.
Yeah?
We're starving.
Well, if you're really that good, I've changed my mind. The job is yours.
Cool.
Call me tomorrow and we'll work out the details.
Crazy, baby. Yeah. Oh.
Well, that takes care of the music.
But you have no idea how they'll play or even if they'll show up.
I don't know, and yet I know somehow. They just gave me a feeling.
No, I think they gave you the business.
No, Glenn. Now, I saw these two boys, and I thought, well, here's a charity function.
And a couple of charity cases.
Well, that's not what I mean.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, they do suffer from a sort of self-imposed poverty.
They certainly don't have to.
But they're doing something they believe in.
Oh. You know what I believe?
No?
I believe that you are a very wonderful person.
Look at this. Congressman Dudley votes for cotton subsidies and against corn. Now, does he believe in subsidies or not?
Well, he believes in some of them.
Sometimes I wonder who these lawmakers represent.
Well, it's a pretty safe bet that he represents cotton growers.
What about the rest of us?
Oh, you're represented.
All vested interests, each one looking out for himself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me trade papers with you. Yours must be much more interesting.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it's an interview with Mr. Llewellyn about the show. Mr. Llewellyn paid tribute to the Washington Women's Club for their assurance of complete artistic freedom. He said, usually the elephant-shaped herd aren't so generous. Girls will love that.
Read on.
Again, expressing his thanks to the charming chairman of the show, Mr. Llewellyn assured us he has every intention of using to the fullest his freedom, recalling that the last such fashion show resulted in Mr. Llewellyn's arrest, together with 5 models and the entire committee of sponsors. He could only wait with bated breath the surprise he unveiled this time. What have I done?
Well, I suspect that you've given Mr. Llewellyn that well-known inch.
Is everything satisfactory?
Mrs. Morley, have you seen our dressing rooms? Why, they are simply positive. Who are these vagrants?
They're the musicians.
Oh? Where are their violins?
Oh, Mr. Llewellyn, it's a modern jazz group.
Jazz group? At my fashion show?
It's our fashion show, too.
Are you the leader of these insurrectionists?
Hey, man, what a crazy name for the group.
I hope you can play Haydn's string quartet in A major.
That's a tough key, man, but we'll fake it. Just sing real loud.
I'm not a singer.
You a dancer?
Mr. Llewellyn is our designer.
Hey, man, what a crazy bag.
In the course of my show, you will confine your selections completely and only to either Haydn or Mozart.
Oh, man, come on, baby. Don't bug me.
Mr. Llewellyn, please don't worry about the band.
Oh, I won't. If you get them off the stage in 5 minutes.
How can you ask me to do a thing like that?
Mrs. Morley, the show will go on in less than 5 minutes, either with Mr. Llewellyn or those imposters, but not both.
But, Mr. Llewellyn, what about all your talk about artistic freedom?
I don't know why your decision should take more than 30 seconds.
It will not take 30 seconds, and I will not fire the band.
So, that is your answer? Well, my answer is the show will go on with Mr. Llewellyn and those insurrectionists. You thought I was going to fail you, eh, charming lady? Never.
It did occur to me.
Now for the dress-up, stay-at-home occasion, a smart new silk lounging suit, eminently suitable for nighttime stepping out as well. Note especially the subtle floral motif of the print, and the bias cut for a smoother, longer waist look. The velvet sash echoes the singing.
Isn't this exciting, Katy?
No, I hope he does not get too excited.
They love him. They absolutely adore him.
You're next.
How many are left?
According to the program, 3 more.
Wait until you see the smash ending.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Katy, you're not still worried that he's going to do...
Note especially the subtle floral.
Do I look okay?
Mr. Llewellyn isn't going to show a dress like that. Yeah, he's not going to show 1. He's going to show 3.
You can't let him go out like that.
I should say not. Now, you girls get in there and keep them from getting out until I come back.
Right.
What's happening to the show? I've announced the last 3 gowns. They should be coming out together.
You cannot go in there.
Why not?
The girls are not dressed. At least not what we consider dressed. Not yet.
I can't believe this. It's not happening. I know it's not happening, and yet I see with my own eyes. I am ruined. I am lost. The public, the press, the photographers. Why is the room spinning? Why?
I'm very sorry for the delay. The dresses you've been waiting for are now ready. But Mr. Llewellyn is so overcome with emotion that he's unable to speak. So, if I may, I'd like to carry on for him. And now, Mr. Llewellyn presents his startling innovations in style, the Llewellyn look. The first creation is a bell-shaped skirt with a bodice decorated profusely with comics for those Sunday mornings at home. Let your children pay attention to you for a change. It's a useful dress, lovely to wear, and fun to read. The second number is a brilliant collage of corsages for Milady's remembrances of dates past. The dress is extravagantly decorated with simulated pressed corsages. Isn't it lovely? To complete the surprise trio of pop art fashion, a flowery finale. You've all heard of the sack dress, but who but Mr. Llewellyn would conceive of the flower sack? Artfully designed, but a real, honest-to-goodness sack. And now, again, let me introduce the genius behind these designs.
Listen to that applause.
They love it.
Is that applause?
Oh, Mr. Llewellyn, they love your clothes.
They do. They do love me. Oh, Mr. Llewellyn, you've done it again.
Katy, you've done it again.
Hey, girls, I just got a fantastic idea.
What?
Why don't we get Katy to organize a spring picnic?
Oh, that's great. That's more. Now, girls, I appreciate the opportunity, but I think it's only fair someone else should get a chance.
Oh, no, Katy, you're the best.
Well, thank you, but I don't think I should have all the experience. After all, someone else's husband may run for president someday.
Gee, it must have been dull.
No, Steve. I'm sure it wasn't dull.
Perhaps if you're still interested in fashion, you could come the next time.
Well, I can't honestly say I'm all that interested in fashion. Oh, I'll get it.
I think Steve's a little disappointed that you're not in jail this morning.
I came as close to that as I'd care to. Mr. Llewellyn certainly doesn't waste any fabric.
I don't understand how a man can be so conservative with his cloth and so far out with his fashions.
This is for you, Katy.
Oh, thank you, Stephen.
Uh-huh. An admirer.
It's from Mr. Llewellyn. Thanks for presenting my new style.
Hey, I don't get it. A sack of flour, an artificial corsage, and the Sunday comics?
It's not a sack of flour, an artificial corsage, or the Sunday comics.
No? Well, what is it?
It's a do-it-yourself kit for my new fall wardrobe.